If I told you guys that we were conditioned into being limited, into believing that we could only reach a certain level of thinking that would allow us to only be able to think imaginatively and creatively at a certain point and not beyond, but just enough to continue to keep us benefiting and providing for society, but not enough that it would allow us to become innovative and bring the society that we currently live in to greater heights. Would you believe me? Would it be something that you would consider a conspiracy, or would you think it to be something that is not only factual but ongoing? I was thinking about that when I went back to my elementary school and I saw a graduation photo of me from at least 20 years ago now. That makes me sound really old. And I thought about how curious I was, how I really did believe that I could become one of the greatest minds that had ever traversed the entire earth. And for some people, that might be really big, big energy types of imagination. But I truly believed it. I would ask questions that honestly were mysterious to me, things that I never thought I could understand. Like, why is the sky blue? That curiosity that I believe is innate within us. I think it's a natural thing that occurs from a very young age, is the driving force that gives us the potential to truly become great and spectacular. But the thing about that is, at a certain point in time, we lose or seem to lose that ability to think beyond the scopes of regular imagination and really reach deep, far, and wide into the ether of who knows where to collect, receive, and download, register certain forms of information that turn into questions. And from those questions, turn into answers. And then from those answers, turn into great, innovative things. Carl Sagan had an interview that he had made that I saw on TikTok as I was scrolling. And he talked about how young children from the grades of kindergarten to grade 1 are the most curious creatures in the world. And they ask questions, just like I had once asked, about why the grass is green, about how old the earth is, about what is a dream. Now, mind you, again, this is TikTok, so I'm not 100% sure if it's completely accurate. But what stuck with me is that it mentioned how by a certain age, once we get older, we become very leaden and incurious. And I thought to myself, it's interesting that was mentioned because we start to really focus on, I have to recollect my thoughts there, but going back into that, the reason why we become so incurious is because we've been placed in a system that was set into place to prevent the world from creating thinkers and focus more on creating workers instead. People wonder why they would do this. And for me, my first inkling thought that comes to mind is that if we collectively come together and start looking at things in a way that allow us to bridge our minds into one and start observing the world how it was really meant to be observed, then things are going to start to crumble. And what once made sense to us is going to seem not so accurate. Not saying that it wouldn't be true, or that the facts and the amount of achievements that have already been obtained by certain scientists are to be completely ignored and forgotten about, but that it would evolve those inventions and those achievements to new heights, and it would bring our world from division to unification. And unification is what they don't want. I think of people like Nikola Tesla, people like Copernicus. I think of people who had minds that could see past the surface level and allowed for their minds to go to such depths, even if it made them seem insane or crazy. I think about them and I think about how they've developed our world into what it is now. But during their time, they were seen as insane. What I'm trying to say is to return to that sense of being like a child, to become that curious creature, curious child, curious person, and to unfold the mysteries of this universe would not only bring us together, but would launch us into, dare I say, a new age, even though I hate saying that. Or maybe an old age. I guess I could say an old age, because it would be just like when we were young. And who wouldn't want to return to a time like that?